This is Ivan, and Ivan is struggling right now in chess. He made some good progress, but now he has zero idea what to do in order to improve. So what he's done is he decided to sit down and just ask himself what topics should he learn in order to improve in chess. And he has found something pretty interesting. And so just quickly, let me show you my own results. Okay, I've been 700 and then leveled up for 1300, 1400. Then I took a tiny break, okay? And then I really continued to level up again into 1600 and 1700 as well. This video is going to be a little different to other videos on the chess niche because I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a topic, okay, not a specific tactic or a concept, but the topic that you need to learn in order to get right here from 1500, okay, 1500, 1300, 1400, all the way to 1600, approximately around here, right, I would say. And so let's start right away. It's an equal game. Let's move forward, nothing too special. Black does pawn to e5, very, very good. White decides to do knight to b5. So far, so good. Black now makes a mistake. He makes the move queen to a5 with a check. You think this might be a good move because you're checking and then could take the knight, but it doesn't work like this, because if you're an intermediate right now, your opponent is going to see like these small things. They're not going to blunder anymore. They're not going to make like a move like bishop here or pawn here. They're going to make knight to c3, defending the knight and developing at the same time. It's no longer that they're going to make such minor one movers, okay? They're going to see these things. So let's continue now a little bit further in the game. a6, knight to d6, very good, control of more squares. The knight is defended by the queen, so it's completely fine. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight to f6, an inaccuracy, but still this isn't the reason, the concept I would say that we needed to learn in chess. Bishop to d2, yes, queen to d8, and now I want you to notice something. All this time, okay, from queen to a5, like in the beginning, white simply gained advantages in the position that was in. He developed a knight, then he improved the knight that you thought you were going to take. Once you took it, he simply developed his queen. After you developed your own knight, he then continued to just unpin your knight, okay, and develop his own bishop. You can see the bar slowly. He gains a lot of advantage here. When you're making like a small inaccuracy, he picks up on this. He gained all this time minor advantages. Let's count this. One side, white, let's say for a moment that you are white, all this time you picked on very minor advantages. It's not a major advantage, they are minor ones, but these minor advantages, they give you a very, very strong position and a very strong advantage eventually. And by the way, as black, you should never like try to move the same piece twice. Moving the queen here and then moving it back, it's not a good move. You've basically given your opponent a tempo and then helped them to develop. Never make a move like this, queen here and then back. It's very, very bad. To sum up this issue, there is a concept which is called positional understanding, or understanding of the position that we are in right now, from the beginning to the end game, okay? It's for all the game, not just like the opening or things like this. But this concept, positional understanding, helps us to understand when we are actually better and where we are likelier to win, and what moves to make and what moves to avoid in chess, okay? Not just blunders, but also mistakes and inaccuracies. And in this topic of positional understanding, there is a concept which is called imbalances. So let's just move back, okay, for here. Imbalance is a small advantage that you gain in the game itself. So when you moved the bishop here, you've basically unpinned, but you've also developed a bishop, okay, which is another slight imbalance in your favor. If we move back to the beginning of the game, okay, after knight b5 happened, when black made queen to a5, you've made a major imbalance in favor of white, because now you think you're checking, but now white gains a development. He moves the knight to c3. He can later on decide to strengthen the other knight. White gains an imbalance in terms of development here very, very quickly. And the more that we gain these imbalances, we are likelier to win as chess intermediates, which is basically what we want. Let me now show you the second example, and we will soon go really into depth. Let me ask you like a question in this position. We know white is better, but let's just try to figure out why is he actually better than black, okay? What are the imbalances that he has in his favor? In this position, it looks like white has a lot of central space. He basically is the one that takes over the center. It looks like an imbalance which is in white's favor, first thing. Second, it looks like he has more development. Okay, he has 3 pieces that are already developed, in contradiction to black, which has 2, and they don't seem as good as white's developed pieces. It's going to be difficult for black to develop his pieces as well, and to get a good position here. White has another imbalance. He has a lot of space in the side of black. How do we think about positional understanding and make moves that are better for us in their respective positions, and stop like making moves like how we do not make any more positional errors like this? It's actually simple. We basically ask ourselves 4 questions. The first one is, what does my opponent want? If I'm black, for example, a move before, I'm asking myself, what does white actually want? First question. Second question is, how can we improve our own position as black? Right now it is equal position. How can we make our own position better? Okay, second question. Third one, how can we damage our opponent's position? This is the third question. The fourth one is it a blunder? Is the move that we're thinking about a blunder? So just that we wouldn't like make one move that now destroys the game? Fourth question. The fifth one is the move that we think about good for after 3 to 5 moves? If we have this move, we think this 5-question process, we understand that this move is basically a bad move for us to make. We're gonna discard this move and just make another move. So let's ask ourselves the 5 questions for this move before we make the move big. Does this move improve our own position? Not quite. So this is first thing. The second thing is, does it damage our opponent's position? Again, not really. Is it a blunder? It isn't a blunder, but it doesn't improve or damage our or their position. It basically like wastes a move. And what does our opponent want? Our opponent right now really wants to develop, okay, as fast as he possibly can. This helps him actually to do this. So we're not gonna make this move. Also because this move is not good for us after 3 to 5 moves, but this is obvious from that on. So now you're basically going to think about other moves, okay? You're gonna think, maybe I develop the knight, maybe I kick their knight from my own area, but you're naturally not going to make moves like queen to a5, which for most beginner intermediates, like in people who've just became intermediates, that is the problem. So you think we're gonna basically have 2 good moves that were in our mind, okay? And how do we basically decide on these 2 moves? That becomes more complicated. Now it basically becomes more complicated to think about the moves which are better, because we are considering 2 good moves, but naturally you're not gonna make moves like this, which is the purpose of this video. For me, for example, what I think is, let's kick the knight, and then we can do this. What you can do right now is write on a piece of paper the thought question process. What does our opponent want? How can we improve our position? How can we damage our opponents? Okay, is it a blunder, and is the move good for us after 3 to 5 moves? You can write this down, stick it somewhere very close, okay? And the next time you're going to play chess, you will naturally look at it. That will slowly start practicing it in your mind. If you want more chess content like this, then you can consider then subscribing, and I'll be here the next time that you go into your desktop to study chess. And if you want, first link in the description, and I will personally take you all the way from intermediate, if you're an intermediate right now watching this, or if you're a beginner right now watching this, all the way up to 1600 pretty much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.